All right, so what are you doing to the stew?
Gonna take the junction shaft off.
Yep.
Since the gear's all messed up on it.
Okay.
And then we're gonna run a chain straight from the motor to the back tire.
So right now, you had a chain that went, you had one that went from the clutch to this jack shaft over and then back down to the tire.
Yep.
And all we're gonna do is flip the tire around, get rid of the jack shaft with the messed up gear. Rip it apart there, Buttercup.
Alright, so now we got the tire back on. Just trying to figure out, and the chain on. Just trying to figure out where to put the, or how to put the tensioner on. We had to run to Home Depot, get a 12-inch bolt because the axle broke. The ends of the axle were just all messed up. So we ran over to Home Depot, got that, just slapped that in. Trying to figure out the tensioner. So what's the plan for the tensioner?
Well, thinking since this tensioner does not fit this bike, weld the bolt on here, the back part of the swing axle. That way it'll ride where it needs to. And then maybe put a plate or something on the inside to help support the bolt to the chassis. And that will give it the strength and structure we need, and then we can still adjust the chain by the back tire.
Alright, so we got the chain ran all the way to the back and the tensioner on. It was working. Finally got the tire straight. It was running under its own power, driving under its own power. And then just that rear gear is just way too small for that setup. So normally this would go right there, that junction shaft, and then a chain would go from here to that, almost right about where that tensioner is. Then it'd come around to the other side to here and then go to the back tire, which we have the back tire flipped the other way, so that way we could have the sprocket on this side to run the longer chain. So why didn't it work?
It didn't work because basically it's too small of a horsepower engine. If you notice, this gear versus this gear gives you a great gear reduction. So you got a small gear to this gear, then a small gear to the big gear, gives you a gear reduction. So that's why you were able to take off fast and get a decent top end. This way, the whole thing's just lugging the entire time. That little 3-horse motor is just not enough. So I think we're gonna have to see if we can fix that one cog gear and go ahead and put that jack shaft back on there. See what we can do.
All right, let's make it happen.